What's up, everybody? Charlie B back in the building. Welcome to Bizarroville. Everybody, welcome. It's your early morning, man. You know how we do. I don't know. I got a show today. Probably won't be too much jokey joke at all, probably. But it's real important for this reason right here. It's about the boys, and it's about you, Tim. And it's about how allegedly you have already messed them up. They're already gone allegedly too. And it's all your fault. So I'm gonna let this sister go in and I'm gonna jump in and out. You know, like I normally do, but it's not gonna be much because I want y'all to get the gist of this. Because it's not about me making jokey jokes. It's not about me, trying to be funny all the time. It's about the boys are in trouble, y'all. Let's go. Let the sister talk. If you watch this and you let the sister talk, you're going to understand how it's all gone wrong on that farm. Let's go.
If you're new to my channel, my name is Stephanie. I am a life and relationship coach. So let's get into this week's topic. I love this because some people see this and some people don't. We're going to talk about narcissism, and we're going to really talk about why, and not just narcissists, even someone who's really toxic and unhealthy can do this as well. We're going to talk about mirroring, or why do people copy other people, essentially.
Okay, y'all. When I've been talking about mirroring the last couple days, right? It's just not only Tim. It's the boys too now. Allegedly. They're doing what they see. She's going to break this all the way down. This first section is going to be about the boys. And then the end of it's going to be about Tim, and I don't know if you want to say how he's doing it, or how can I put this? Because I can't tell you why. So I'll let the sister keep going. Let's go, man. This is going to be real interesting.
Mirroring. So when we are kids and we're growing up, you'll see this in children, you'll see it in babies, and mirroring is basically where the child will emulate the parent, obviously, right? They're copying each other. So when we're a baby, you might see things like the parent looking at the child and kind of clapping, and then the child starts to clap. And then the child will see the parent smile because the child's mirroring what the parent's doing. And so in that moment of the child acknowledging, okay, mom's smiling at me or dad's laughing at me, there's that aspect of being seen. And you will hear this from time to time, especially on this channel, about being able to have been seen when you were a child.
Being able to be seen as a child, right? One child, one brain. Four children, one brain, right? He can't let them see themselves. You see where she's going with this? Let's proceed.
When you were a child, that is a huge part of self-development, because that means that I matter, that you see me, even though I'm doing what you're doing, you still acknowledge that I'm here. And so it's a huge part of self-development.
Does Tim acknowledge his boys? Does he focus on one boy at a time? Does he fire his boys and put this boy up here and have everybody else feel like they're down here? Let's proceed.
Someone who didn't get that, not just necessarily mom and dad clapping in front of you, but when they weren't able to be seen, they're going to grow up to not have a true sense of self. So as I'm
Peanut Gang, Charlie B. It's not funny. That's why I'm not laughing. Jump back to what he just said in his Godcast yesterday. Like I said earlier, he's teaching all them boys to live with one brain. It's not possible. That's not having a sense of self. She's sitting on here telling you are ruining these children. Let's go.
Child, if I'm seen with examples of, okay, yes, the clapping, but also being seen by you listening to me, you validating me, you giving me choices, you giving me options. And of course, we're not going to give choices and options to kids throughout, the time they're born to whatever time they decide to become an adult and move out. But we're not going to always say, yes, the choice is in your hand. The choice is in your hands. There are going to be times where the child, there is no choice. This is what we have to go and do. Because if you do too much of the choices and giving of options, then you're kind of raising essentially a narcissist in a way, because you're enabling that what we need to do is leave, but you don't want to leave, okay, we won't leave. And that's not really how life works. So with parenting, it was all about balance, of finding the balance of being able to validate, to have your child be seen and heard, to give them choices. And the reason why this is so important is because then that child will grow up to have what's called a sense of self. And
now, do you see why I say the farm looks cultish? Cultish, right? Those kids aren't seen. They're never seen unless he shows them for what he wants you to see. And most of the time when they do go out, he films that too, so everything is premeditated with Tim, allegedly. Are y'all catching this? The kids need to be seen. The kids need to have basically interactions with other kids. The kids need to do stuff. None of this goes on out there. So from what she's saying, is it worse? Is it worse than even what she's saying? Because she's talking on the aspect of the kids need to be seen and heard. They have nobody to talk to but y'all. And I wonder how much talking they really have to do now with grandma, since you didn't just shut her completely off, allegedly, until she needs some money, I guess, and you have her do some work for you. Let's go, man.
I might have heard that time and time again before. If you are diving into self-development or narcissism, you will have 100% heard that phrase. So if I have a good sense of self, that means that on some levels, someone has mirrored that back to me. On some levels, I have been seen, I have been heard, someone has allowed me to have choices where I actually get to make up my own mind, which means I'm connected to myself to know, okay, I would like peas and not carrots for dinner.
Okay, jump back to his show, his Godcast. We gotta threaten the kids. I'm sorry. We gotta beg the kids to do this, eat. Okay, so do they have a choice? No, they can't pick their peas or carrots.
So the more and more that I was able to get all of those things growing up, then I grew up to be an adult who has a really good sense of my own self. I know who I am, I know what I like, I know what I feel, and I'm accepted for who I am and what I think and what I feel. Another huge part of self-development or raising a healthy person. Now, obviously, with someone who's narcissistic, the reason why this person has a personality disorder, the reason why someone could be toxic and unhealthy from the get-go, quite frankly, the reason why someone could be severely codependent is because they lacked most of those things.
Okay, I ain't even going to yell it because this is not funny today. Petty time. Is he raising 4 little Tims? Is he raising 4 little Tims? Is that what y'all just heard? Peanut gang. Come in and let me know if that's what y'all just heard. They're raising 4 little Tims. Y'all think that's good? If y'all don't agree with me, let me know. But from what she's saying, with all this stuff that we see he's not doing for them boys, that she say they need, is he raising 4 little Tims? Let's go, man. Whole show alleged.
Maybe they got a few of those things, but they didn't get them enough. They didn't get them consistently in order to really form that healthy sense of who I am. So remember, if I'm codependent, I probably got on some levels a lot of the neglect that someone who's narcissistic got. But what I did was I took that abuse or that neglect and I went in a different direction. So instead of kind of like shutting myself down and killing off that part of myself, where now I basically have this representative that's always living life for me, hence narcissism.
Yes or no? Does Tim live life for everybody on that farm? That's all I got to say. Let's proceed.
What I do now is I walk on eggshells around people. I'm hyper focused on the outside and everyone else, and I have no idea who I am. I have no idea what I think and what I feel, because all I want to do is make everyone happy, because I grew up in environments where I walked on eggshells, and if I was relaxed, if I did what mom said, if I didn't talk to dad, if I did this, then everything was cool. But if I didn't, then I received abuse or I received neglect. And so the child learned over time to basically behave in a certain way in the world in order to keep the peace, essentially.
Now, allegedly, did Charlie B just see her say that Tim is technically raising these boys wrong? While he's talking about, I'm raising men. She just told you by the time they get grown, the way you're raising them, allegedly, they won't know how to deal with no conflict because they've been walking on eggshells their whole life because they've been around you and you only. So when they go out here in the real world, they're going to be so confused, bro. It's not going to make no sense to them because it's 2025, Tim. You expect your boys, you got them living like it's 1835. You expect your boys to get mad at you or decide they do have a sense of self and they're leaving? They're going to struggle so hard, man. And the messed up part, allegedly, is if they do leave, you're going to cut them off. So they're going to be out there to fend for themselves. Whole show alleged. This is just my opinion. I don't know nothing. I don't even think I'm Charlie B today, man.
Piece, essentially. Someone who's narcissistic, again, same treatment, but unfortunately what they did is they just basically killed off that sense of self where they don't have that connection. They will never probably be able to have that connection really with themselves in that way because now they have a personality disorder that is, chances are, really, really hard to heal. That now I operate in the world not really knowing who I am. So while someone who's codependent probably doesn't really know who they are either, they still have an ability to tap into that sense of self if they really work that muscle and learn how to heal from codependency. Someone who's a narcissist or has a really, personality disorder, is really, really toxic and unhealthy, they can't do that.
Now, Tim, let's talk about you.
So the reason why someone will mirror other people or copy or just kind of basically play a fake character, essentially, is because they have absolutely no idea who they are.
Now, after my video, y'all seen about the lady talking all that beast mode stuff, my beast mode video, y'all came in here and was talking about sound just like Tim, right? Now, my whole thing is, and me and Miss B gonna get to the comments, but my whole thing is this. Have we just proved Peanut Gang and Charlie B, this brother has no sense of self? He not only copies her, he copies a lot of people. It's not only her. I have people email me like, Osteen said this, so-and-so said that, Tim just repeated this. You know what I'm saying? So, this marrying thing is real because he doesn't have enough sense of his own self to give you the word. So he just takes it from wherever he feels like he wants to hear it. Or wherever he feels like, that looks good. Let me take that on and throw it out there and see if anything bites.
And you might have done this from time to time. I'm sure there are times where perhaps if you don't have a good sense of your own self, that you saw something or heard something and then you started kind of mirroring it. It's really the same thing that we're talking about, but when we're talking about someone who's narcissistic, they do it in all areas of their life, not just in like one area at one point. Because if you're a normal, healthy person, you might mirror people here and there, but then you'll recognize, number one, that you're doing it, and number two, you'll stop it because you'll go, well, wait a minute, well, who am I? And do I want to behave in this way? Or do I want to think this? Or do I want to do this? You'll be self-aware to know that you are doing it. Someone who's narcissistic has absolutely no idea that they're doing it because they're just trying to grab onto things to create characters in order to operate in the world. So because they don't really have an identity, they don't really know who they are, they don't really have a sense of their own selves, they're constantly looking at outside people to see kind of like what's acceptable. Okay, so if my friend Joe did this and he got a couple laughs out of it, okay, maybe I'll do that next time, or maybe I'll do it, quite frankly, in the next 5 minutes, I'll do the same thing, or put my own little kind of twist on it or spin on it. So they're going to constantly take things from other people and make their own person, essentially, and they're always taking the things that they can see people really love about that person. Their whole life is about what do people think. They care very, very much about image. They care very, very much about will someone like me? Will I get love? Will I get admiration? Because again, they are extremely insecure. And so if I'm very insecure, if I don't know who I am or what I'm about, then I have to fit a mold. I have to be like everyone else. I have to fit in. And so they're going to always conform and copy and mirror what other people are doing because they don't know who they are. So another reason why a narcissist will mirror you, for example, and not just someone else in the outside, is because the more they mirror you, the more you look like soulmates, the more you look like that twin flame, the more you will essentially fall in love with this person because this person is just like you, right? And that's what we're always looking for, is for someone that's kind of like me. And so if they show...
Now, allegedly, there's a show that I have where Megan says we were on the same page. Tim wasn't what I wanted, I knew what he wanted, and what'd she just say? Let's go. And before we go, is it like that now? Y'all really believe she wants this? Let's go.
You something that's very, very different, you may not like that. So if I'm showing you, then of course you're going to love me because I'm behaving just like you do. So the problem with this, and this is kind of where these people tend to get into trouble, is they're never sticking to one thing. They're always adapting to whoever the audience is. So whoever's in their life, whoever the new supply is, whoever's around them, they're going to always conform to that audience to be that character.
I hope that helped everybody on the mirroring thing. I always want to say mirroring, but mirroring people and copying people, and plus how the boys are really being affected by this. So, Charlie BB back. I love y'all. Y'all be easy. I'm out. I don't know what time was it. What did I say? 5:36. Rob. Now, do you know where your children are? I had to give you a little jokey joke. That was an old commercial back in the day. But I love y'all. Y'all be easy, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I ain't gotta go to work today. So I know Miss B will probably have me in the garden. We be back. Don't worry about it.